All right. Welcome to 10 Candles. Now, something I want to establish right at the gate, this 10 Candles is a uh, tragic horror type scenario. You guys are going to be approaching this as if you are going to do your best to creatively find a means to complete the task that you're trying to accomplish, but keep in mind it is designed for you to fail. At the end of the game, you see these candles on the screen? When we start the game, I'm going to light these candles. And then as the game progresses, candles are going to start going out. Once all the candles go out, that's it. Your job is to get as far as you can and try to accomplish the task that is given to you as best you can. So, that being said, because this is a one shot, I haven't had an opportunity to engage with any of you in order to figure out like what people are comfortable with. So if I start to breach anything that makes anyone uncomfortable, we're going to use a couple safety tools, being green, yellow, red. Green, I mean, usually if you have it, if everything's fine and it's green, we just continue playing. But if something starts to broach a subject you're uncomfortable with, or I have hit a subject that makes you uncomfortable, just like do X's, or you can shoot me a message, or just interrupt me and go, hey, red, we need to move on from that. I'm obviously not going to go into anything super crazy, but if I do happen to hit a subject that makes anyone uncomfortable, please let me know. All right? Okay. So, to start things off, if somebody would please light 3 candles for me. Perfect. All right. So this game utilizes cards in some capacity. Over in the top right of your screen, you're going to see Add Card. If you'll please click on that, you'll see a drop-down menu. Click on that and select Virtue. In the box below where it says enter details here, you're going to enter a virtue. These are traits that should solve more problems than they create. Examples are like lucky, resourceful, watchful, merciful, daring, things along that line. It could be anything along this train of thought. Just raise your hand when you all have written your virtue and hit create in the corner of the card.
So you just wanted us to hit create and then we're good then?
So after you create, you select the virtue, you put what virtue is on there, you hit create, and then just raise your hand to let me know you're done. Okay, gotcha 3. Thank you. Max, I'm sorry I didn't see you raise your hand. Do you have your virtue yet? Cannot hear you. Your audio's not coming in. Sure thing. I'm still not hearing anything. Can you guys hear anything, or is it okay? All right, you see that little on your icon? It looks like a little headset with a cross on it. That means you've deafened yourself. Yeah, that means you can't hear me. Uh, no, you're not looking through. Um, so over, can you do you have your proper microphone selected? Like if you come down here to where the selections are on the bottom, you should have like a drop down next to the microphone. If you click on that, let's see, your input device is your input select on the right device. I still can't hear you. All right. No, we can't hear anything. Your mic's not producing any sound. Try closing out of Discord entirely and coming back in and see if that fixes the problem. Sorry for the technical difficulties right out the gate. I heard a noise.
Noise. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Do you have your vice or virtue? Apologies.
So what do I do again? I type a virtue and just hit create.
Yeah. So you'll create a virtue card. You will type the virtue in the card, hit create, and then let me know when you got that done.
Okay, just anything, just
It's a trait a person might have that is kind of considered positive in some capacity, like resourceful, committed, hardy, strong, things along
okay.
that line.
I got you.
Okay. And then you just hit create,
Yeah.
and then everybody should have like a card they can interact with. You're going to click on the top of the card and you're going to drag it to the name on your left, on your like left of your name if you were sitting around this table, like Alexis to Max. Max, because you would be passing to me, you're going to send it to Griffin. You would skip me, the storyteller, and just in a circle. And when everybody has received sent a virtue and received a virtue, go ahead and raise your hand again. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do it again, but the vice card. So you're going to make a new card. It's going to be a vice this time. This is going to be something that's going to cause more problems than they solve. This could be afraid, greedy, regretful, addicted, controlling, worrisome, things along that line. When you've created it, raise your hand.
You said Vice, right?
Vice, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so is that everybody? Perfect. All right. So this one, instead of passing it to the left, you're going to pass it to the right. And like Griffin, you're going to skip me and go to Max. Fantastic. So everybody should now have a vice and a virtue. Da, 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 da. So with these are kind of what you have received. These are kind of like the personality traits that you will take in mind for your character. You'll keep this in mind as we go into the next stage, which is actually kind of creating the characters. I'm going to describe the scenario that you're going into, and I want you to take your traits and what I'm about to tell you in mind with who it is you're kind of bringing to this table. So, the city is quiet now, and the evacuations have emptied the streets. The world is dark, and you have stayed behind. A group of scientists, researchers, and the muscle to protect them. Volunteers. The sky is black, and they prowl the darkness. Someone's got to stop them. Someone's got to figure this all out, and that someone is you. Professionals in your fields bunkered down in a small lab off of the main street. No answers yet, just more questions, infuriating questions. Maybe if you had one of them. Perhaps if you could get to the library in town, the largest in the state. There might be some answers on their shelves, or even in the old observatory in the mountains. But you've learned all you can here, and the lights have begun to dim. The generator is on its last legs. It's time to move. They are coming. And if anyone can figure out what's happened to the world, it's you. With that information in mind, and the traits that you have, I want you to click on that add card and select character inventory. And I want you to give me just kind of like a brief sentence description of who your character is. For example, uh, my name's Jackie Barnes. I'm a security officer at this research facility. I'm a little bit hard headed, but I'm good at what I'm good at my job. I'm professional. Things along that line. You're just kind of a little snapshot of who you're going to be while navigating the story.
So we like come up with the name and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Some people have used
Or
their own names. Some people make up some out of Morpheus and a Pegasus. Some people just gave me the name that they had. So whatever you want to bring to the table, whatever character you're wanting to play, you're creating that now. I will copy paste the information I just gave you if you wish to look that over again to help you. It is in the chat. Didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, I was saying take your time. Just raise your hand when you do have a concept.
You want us to hit create yet or no?
If you've written your concept, go ahead and hit create.
Yeah, perfect.
The character, right?
Yes. Okay, so everybody's good? Fantastic. Uh,
We're only supposed to have one virtue and one vice, right?
correct.
Okay.
At this point, you should have a virtue, a vice, and your character concept. Okay. So we're going to go into a little bit of the mechanics here. So you see over on the screen, you have 10 dice. This pool of 10 dice under player dice. Okay. So anytime any of you do anything, whether it's I want to break this door down, I want to look for food or water, or something like that, I would call for a roll. So, Griffin, would you please hit roll on the player dice? Okay. So, if you get a 6 across the pool at all, that's a success. Doesn't matter how many there are, as long as there's 1 6, that is a success. You have done the task you were trying to accomplish. If you don't, like in this roll here, if you don't have any 6s, that means you failed to do the thing. Now, if you succeed, I hand you narrative control. So, say Griffin was going to open a door because he's looking for food. I go, okay. If you had a 6, I go, Griffin, what did you find? What's on the other side of this door? And you kind of get to run the show for a moment. If you don't have any successes, I do. If I narrate the situation, it is going to be leaning a bit more to the tragic side. Now, in this situation, you've rolled 4 once. Now, I don't know what your virtues or vices are, but if, say, your virtue was physically strong and your thing was busting a door down, I could go, okay, you can burn that virtue if you like. to re-roll those ones. If you agreed to do that, you could re-roll those ones. You would hit roll again, and we'd take the 4 on the left for the new dice totals. If any of those are 6s, cool. Now, for whatever reason, you still have 1s at the end of all this. 1s at the end of a roll, I take away from you. So I'm going to drag them and move them down here. And you no longer have those dice to utilize for the remainder of the scene. When the next scene starts, you get them back. But the more ones you have, the more I take away, the less likely your chances of success. Any questions about that so far? Awesome. So, okay. We haven't started the game yet, but I will go ahead and address that. A candle just got darkened. Once the game has started, candles cannot be relit. If a candle goes out, that is considered a failure, and I advance the scene. Once all of these candles go out, which happens anytime you fail a skill roll, or eventually the timer will drop to 0. Once all the candles go out, that's it. I move to the final scene, and your characters are dead. Okay. Now we move into the second stage of this. Will somebody light 3 more candles for me? Thank you very much. Now we're going to create your moment. You're going to create another card. You're going to select your moment. Moments have an opportunity to give hope. This is something almost similar to an ambition or a drive for your character. You start the card off with, I will find hope. And then you come up with the kind of back half of that sentence. Examples are like, I will find hope in a moment of prayer at a quiet church, or when one of them lies dead at my feet. Uh, when the truth of the sky is revealed to me. Things along that line. When you guys have your moment, create the card and then just let me know. And if you have any clarifying questions, just ask.
Can you just repeat what moment is supposed to be?
It's kind of like a drive for your character. Like your the object of your game here is trying to figure out the truth of what these are, how to deal with them. So an example could be something like when I find the origin of them, or if I figure out why the sun is no longer in the sky, I will find hope. Like it is the thing that's kind of driving your character in some capacity. What gives your character hope?
If you were talking, you might have been muted, or at least I couldn't hear you.
I certainly was. Apologies. Um, I was asking if everybody's got their moment. If not, take time. Just check it in. Okay. So, da, 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 da. get another 3 of these. Once that last candle is lit, the timer starts. So we'll wait to light that one. Now this is the final card we're going to create, and this one's a little different because I will be creating a card as well. We're going to create our brink. So rather than representing who you are, brinks represent a hidden trait about who you become when pushed to the edge. What happens when you get backed in a corner? Of hopelessness, fear, desperation. When everything else is burned away, this is your last refuge. Brinks remain a secret until used, so this is not to be revealed to any of the other players. However, this is one that you pass. So, for example, let's say I believe these pass to the left. So Alexis would pass one to Max, and like the first part of the card will say, "I have seen you," and then you write something to the along the effects of like a desperate act. Something could be very ruthless, like I've seen you um, injure a friend to get ahead, or I've seen you steal from people for profit. Things along that line. Now, the exception to this are the ones on both sides of me. So, uh, since we're passing to the left, Max, you are not creating a brink for another player. You're creating a brink for them. You'll hear me reference them very often. These are creatures that you may be encountering throughout the session. These are the things. These are the things you're trying to figure out how to defeat, right? Max, yours is going to say, "I have seen them," and then you will say something. Unlike everyone else, however, you cannot provide a weakness to me. So for them, yours are things on like, "I have seen them change shape. I have seen them vanish. I have seen them whatever situation." You can only grant something to them in your circumstance. Now, on my left, I am also creating a break. So I am creating a break for Griffin. Mine's going to say, "They have seen you." And then I will provide a break for your character to utilize in some capacity that the creatures you're hunting or dealing with have witnessed you do. Now, the way brinks work, once you've burned every card you have, you can use your brink. Your brink allows you to reroll the whole dice pool, but you can't use it until you've burned away all your other cards. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, when burning a card, well, we'll get to that in a moment. So we'll go ahead and do the brinks. You're going to create your brink and pass it to the left. And then nobody reveal what you received.
So wait, what was I supposed to write at the start of it again? Sorry.
Yours, you're going to write, "I have seen you."
And
So
then it just like you said it was like shapeshift or something like that, like ransom something.
that would be Max. Max is
Oh,
creating
okay.
a brink for the creatures. You're creating a brink for Lydia. Lydia's creating for Alexis, and Alexis is creating for Max. Max is creating for them, and I am creating for you.
So what type of brink am I supposed to say? Like,
Yours begins with, uh, "I have seen them," and yours is something to the effect of like, "This brink may determine a strength, power, or identity of them, but never a weakness." So you can reveal something about them, usually a power or strength or something, some kind of identity as to what they are. Like I had a player in my last group I was like, "I have seen them take the form of white-tailed deer."
okay.
Sorry, one more time. Mine's supposed to be like a negative, right? Or
So
sorry.
yeah, it's kind of like a negative. It's an action. you've heard the phrase "never corner a wild animal."
Uh,
They act erratically, desperately. What is your card is basically a reflection of what you've seen that person do at their most desperate.
okay, I got you. Perfect.
Do I give my brink to you?
Yes, this is the only card that I'll be receiving.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to do yours again. So it's not you haven't seen me as an individual, you have seen them. So your card says I have seen them. And then yours is less of an action. You are establishing something about them. Like whether it's their power or a feature or uh, something about their identity. Yours is a little different than everyone else's.
Okay. How about that?
Interesting. Okay, that'll do. So everybody has their brink. Now again, only until you've burned all your other cards can we rely on the brink. That's going to stay at the bottom until we get there. Uh, let's see here. All right. Now, everybody has their cards. I've given a brief description of how conflicts work, and I will remind as we play. Does anyone have any last questions before I light that last candle and we get into it? All right. It has been a couple days. The sun vanished from the sky. Creatures popping up, as far as you can tell, all over the globe. Many of the people have already evacuated the city, but you all stay behind. The only people who might be able to do something about it are in this room. So before we release to the scene, I'm going to go around the table here and everyone will introduce the characters they created. Starting with Griffin.
Uh, my name is Aiden Johnson. I'm a scientist that is a bit lazy and slow at times, but no one has more knowledge about the medical field than he does. And he's also a bit greedy.
And you said he was a scientist?
Yep.
Fantastic. Next is Lydia. Oh, no, 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 don't do this. Okay, sorry about that. Uh, internet's a little. We have a snowstorm coming in, so internet may have a couple connection issues, but it should reconnect. So, I apologize, Lydia, I missed it.
Okay, my name is Jenna Anderson. I am an intern at this lab. I'm a hard worker and I always try to do my best, though I may put my all into everything. Being so new to this lab makes me feel anxious and unsure about the decisions that I make.
Perfect. And that the first name again?
Jenna?
Jenna. Okay. Fantastic. Um, bear with me just a moment. Okay, cool. Alexis.
My name is Princess Alexandria, and I come from a family of wealth. I'm hard headed and determined to get what I want by any means possible.
Okay. So, what is your role in the facility?
I think I missed that part, but I just guess like funding.
Okay, a
I don't,
financier.
yeah. Does that work or
Fantastic.
should I change it?
A financier will work. So the
Okay.
idea is that you're a group of scientists, researchers, or the muscle to protect them.
Oh, okay.
But financier has a place here,
Okay.
so we can work with that. All right. Let's see, and then Max.
Um, I am Max, an unconventional loose cannon detective. Can that be? Does that count?
I think we can find a spot for a detective here. That should work just fine. Sun has gone away, and these are the people who might be able to do something about it. It makes sense for a detective to make their way here. Just a moment. All right. So, the four of you are in a lab. You've been trying to kind of figure out what you can, but like I said, generators are starting to lose power. With no sun in the sky, any solar panels are not able to pull anything to provide any useful power to your facility. The lights are beginning to dim. Computers are shutting down. Parts of the building you're losing access to. We will go ahead and kind of put you in we'll put you in a lab where you've been kind of studying. You haven't seen them. You just know they're out there. You're pretty sure that if you had one, you might be able to learn a little bit about them, but you haven't had the privilege. I will now kind of place you in the scene. So as we progress, I kind of want you guys to kind of think about what your character would do in a particular situation. How would you advance? How would you try to progress what it is that you need to do? So I will. You can also ask any questions to help kind of nurture those responses if you would like. The scene is yours.
Wait, did you say me or what are we supposed to be doing again? I'm sorry.
You're good. So your objective for this game, um, you are the only people who might be able to figure out what these things are, what has happened to the sun, and what can we do to fix it. You're currently in a laboratory that's losing power. You cannot stay here anymore. They'll eventually find you if you don't move. You have a couple of suggestions in here that might be able to provide you answers, like there's an observatory in the mountains there's a library in the city proper. You might be able to get some information. Even trying to find one so that you can examine it directly would provide some details. So at the current moment, you are in a lab. You have options as to where you can go. And now you guys are together discussing how to move forward. Another detail, as for inventory, anything you currently have in your pockets is what your character has in the game. Okay.
So we like just discussing here.
At the moment, yeah. You are the imagine yourselves in this situation. Um, Aiden, Jenna, Alexandria, and Max are in this lab figuring out, they're realizing we can't stay here anymore. We need to figure out what to do. And that's where you guys are at the moment. Now, if you have options, you can just kind of discuss amongst each other, try to plan things. You can go, hey, if we are going to move, we need to find this, and this, in which I might make you roll for something. Things on that line. It's just kind of the point is trying to creatively figure out how to complete the task.
Okay.
It says
Alright.
maybe if we had one of them to examine, we could capture one.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, honestly. Or I'd say go if we could head to the observatory. I don't know what the library like if books are really gonna help us figure that out. Like what books would be on.
Who's gonna capture one?
Yeah, that's
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe I have a taser or something.
I don't have a taser, guys. I'll be honest. All we have is 2 lip glosses and $3.30 and a tie. So, yeah. So I think we should go to the observatory and then figure out how to capture, because if we stay here longer, we're gonna run out of power.
I agree.
I
Okay,
agree.
observatory. Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like we want to try to get to the observatory. You've lost a lot of power in the facility. But there might be some things here that could be useful to you that you might be able to take with you on the road. Maybe there could be vehicles that are still outside. What would you guys like to do to try to prepare or get ready to go?
Look for a car.
Yeah, let's look for a car, even though I wish one of our powers was to like hotwire or something, but
You can make the attempt to do so if you find a car that you're not able to find everything you need for it. That's anything that you decide you wish to try, like hotwire a car, search for keys, things like that. You would make a roll for.
I think we could like see, because maybe these people left the keys in the car trying to flee, but if they left the car on, then the gas would be on. So then we should try to find a way to siphon gas from other cars into the new car,
see what you're saying.
you know?
I was thinking maybe we could like almost hit like a gas station. That sounds so convenient, but like I don't know. Could see. Right. So you're saying we could roll to like find a key for a car?
Yeah. So say you decide to go out and check the parking lot for any vehicles. There might be a few out there, but you don't have any keys for them. No one has any keys in their inventory. No keys have been established. So you would need to find a key or figure out another way to activate the car, like hot wiring it or things along that line. In which case, I would go, okay, whoever's going to roll for it, whoever's taking the lead on that action, will make a roll. And then we'll do the roll and then narratively progress.
All right, I'll roll to find a key.
All right.
Is that how it works?
Alexandria's going to find a key, so go ahead and hit roll for me. Okay, that's 3 sixes. So that is a success. Now, you also have 3 ones. What that means, this is the first scene. This is not the worst time for this to happen. But if you don't burn a virtue or vice, I have to take these away and put them down here, which means you have 3 less dice for the remainder of the scene.
I can burn a vice?
You can burn a virtue. This is where we get to the burning mechanic. So you are currently searching for keys. If you looked at your virtue or vice, your traits, and you look at the 2 of these and go, can I apply this trait to what I'm doing? Like physically strong to knocking down a door, perceptive to finding keys. If you can assign your trait to the effect, if you can't, then we just have to let it ride. But if you can, you have the option to burn it. Not the worst time to just let it fall, being this early in the game, but it is an option if you wish to.
I'll just let you take them.
Okay.
Then.
So 3 less dice for the remainder of the first scene. But you did get a success. You found keys, at least. So what happens here is you get to kind of have a little bit of narrative control of the situation here. What happens when you find the keys? Maybe a little more to that. So maybe you found keys. You get this is a moment for you to kind of have a creative means of giving you an edge, right? So this could be a situation of like, I found keys to a car with a full tank of gas. A situation along that line.
Yeah. Let's say, yeah, we all find, or like I find keys to a car that just happens to have a full tank of gas, and I go grab everyone. So we all like gather in the car and then drive. Where are we? The observatory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To the observatory.
So you have the car with the keys. There's nothing else anybody wants to do at the facility.
Guys?
We could maybe like bundle up like just if there's food and water and stuff, because we're like traveling locations, so we need to like bring all that stuff like our sheltered materials. Or
Go into the observatory.
Supplies,
Yeah.
you
Going.
know? Like,
Sorry.
oh, no, go ahead.
I'm cutting you off, please.
Oh, I say like we could go collect some supplies because if we want to capture that thing, we're gonna need to have like the means to research it and like,
Yeah. Lab equipment.
scientific with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For supplies, lab equipment, weapons.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if somebody would like to roll to kind of who Alexandria got the first roll. Who wants to roll for gathering supplies?
I can.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me. All right, no
Okay.
ones, just successes. So you have narrative control. What do you find?
We found a bunch of water and then like what are the military food like easy to make like
Like
I forget what the
rations. I know what you're talking about, like dehydrated
Mhm.
meals and yeah.
So we're set on food and water. We find mm, but winter jackets and extra clothing, and we also find 2 crossbows. That's what we found.
Okay. Um, who will be taking these crossbows?
Uh, I can just give it to Max and Lydia, or I don't know their in-person name, but yeah, give them to Max and Lydia, whatever their characters' names are.
Okay. Uh, Max and Jenna, if you will click on your character inventory card, and then underneath your character description, put 1 crossbow.
Okay.
Okay. After finding these resources, getting everything ready to go, is there, I think, probably covered what you needed here. You get in the car and begin making your way north. You travel on the road about 30, 40 minutes. Before long, you notice that the city is dark. You knew the sun was gone, but with everything happening, the grid is down. The lights of the city are no longer illuminating your path. The only thing illuminating so you can see what you're doing is the headlights of your vehicle. Occasionally, you hear a noise that is not one that you would be hearing in this part of the world typically. A long, almost like a horn off in the distance. You continue riding along. You do spot a light, kind of reaching the outskirts of town as you're getting ready to reach uh, the kind of gap between the city and mountain proper. You notice that there is a small building that has some light inside, just catching your attention amidst all of the dark. You can continue driving and you could ignore it, or if you wish, you can get out and investigate.
I don't know about you guys, but I think we should stop.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'd be okay with investigating if you guys are down.
We should
I'm
stop, but be cautious.
Bring the crossbow.
Yeah.
curious about
Lydia
how
and
they
Max.
got lights.
Okay.
We could rob them of their power.
Yes.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
So, is everybody getting out of the vehicles? Or are you
I think
splitting your
we
party?
should. I think
Let's
we
split
should
up.
split.
In my opinion,
And
we should send Lydia and Max because they got the crossbows, but
That's true. That's so.
like not trying to
you're
throw them
so
off the bus,
sweet.
but I did grant y'all those.
Okay, wait. I think, hear me out, hear me out. I think one of us with the crossbow should go, and one of us with the crossbow should stay, you know? So then, like, if we leave the two in the car, y'all are cooked.
Protection.
If, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I could agree with that.
you know?
So are you trying to stay back?
Yeah, what are you deciding?
I mean, well, we can. Do you want to go, Max? I can go.
Okay, I'll go.
Oh, okay.
Best. I
Then
could
I'll
go
stay.
then too, I guess. So
Very
Yes.
good.
Oh,
We'll sit in the car then.
yeah.
Okay, so raise your hand if you're going, and keep your hand down if you're staying. Okay. So, two of you break away from the car, making your way toward this building. As you get closer, you're not spotting any movement or anything, you just see the light coming from inside. But you begin to hear something scratching. And once you finally get about maybe 30 or so feet from like the porch heading up onto the steps, you see there's a dog scratching at the door, whining a little. How do you wish
this
to
is
proceed?
uh, I say we investigate Max in my opinion. The
Okay,
dog
yeah.
if,
Let's
I was
let's
gonna
open the door.
in like some Silent Hill game, the dog was like behind everything, so we got to get to the bottom of this for sure.
Good game. So, how do you wish to proceed? Are you wanting to just check on the dog? Are you what specifically are you wanting to do?
Um, let's bring some water and check out what is going on with the dog. Yes, bring some water up to it and see if like friendly or not.
Check
Okay.
on the dog, sure.
You guys get some water, and who's approaching the dog?
Uh, I'd say you, Matt. You got the crossbow.
Okay, I'll approach the dog. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
Roll.
Mhm. All right. So that is no successes and no chance for a reroll, which means I take the narrative. Now, uh, I'll get a little more into this as we progress the scenes. My role is to kind of facilitate response to what you guys do. However, my ultimate goal is to eventually make things difficult. So if I get narrative, that's not a great thing for you guys. So you take the water, you approach the dog. It immediately kind of becomes aware of your presence. It kind of hunkers down. You see it's kind of go on its haunches as it snarls a little bit. But you notice the moment it stops scratching, it gets quiet as you hear scratching on the other side of the door. With the dog no longer tempering the thing within. You feel and hear a heavy against the wood. The door splinters. And then again, a smash. A long, kind of spindly arm burst through the wood, long fingers reaching out toward you, inches from your face as you back away. You flee, making your way back to the vehicle. Not able to gain anything that might have been in the house. You see a silhouette bust out of the building and begin running toward you as you start the car and peel off down the road. It doesn't keep up. You do manage to lose it, but that is the end of the first scene, and I have to extinguish a candle. So, what this means, anytime you fail a roll, I blow out a candle, and we move to the next scene. So, the way a scene typically works, any dice that are lost are returned to you up to the number of the number of candles you have lit. So you guys now have 9 candles, or 9 dice. Whatever you don't get, I get. The more dice you lose, the more dice I gain. With it being the end of the first scene, we now come to another mechanic called truths. This is a situation where you guys, again, granting you a little bit more narrative control, have an opportunity to establish things. You can set the scene. Like, for example, we're going to kick things off with uh, Griffin. We'll have Griffin go first. Griffin can say something like, "Hey, we found an empty house on the side of the road somewhere that had some supplies." Whatever you come up with, as long as it's within the realm of reason, it can't be something like, "Hey, the sun has come back." It something on that line. Anything that you do, provide. Like, hey, there's another car over here, or hey, there's a bunker, hey, there's food, hey, there's this. I have to abide by, and I have to consider for the narrative moving forward. However, I also get a turn in the rotation. During this phase, there is a truth for every candle lit. So right now, we're going to get the last truth is always we are alive. So we're going to get 8 goes at this for the first time. And then it'll go down as we progress. Any questions? All right, then. So let me pull this up. For this scene, Griffin, what is the first truth?
So I can just like, sorry for a question. So I can just like say like what we came across or some.
You can set
Uh,
location, what you found. Yeah, it's just got to be a particular thing.
right. When we were running across on like near a lake, we found a lake house with completely abandoned lake house, but it had a gun safe in it with two, I guess, like shotgun barrels. Um, had some water, food supplies, and
Yeah.
we've camped out there for a few days now, but we're still looking for our next maneuver to the observatory, I believe.
So I will, for clarification, um, you can set a location, or you can set so like finding a location that is abandoned and has supplies. That's like three things.
Okay, so
So
like,
if you like, hey, we found an empty cabin, I can work with that. But like the specifications, you this time you will get another time around to add another truth, but it is
okay,
just kind of like a thing.
I got you. Okay. Can I just say like, okay, we just found an abandoned lake house then.
That'll do. All right,
Perfect.
Lydia.
Do I say a truth about the lake house?
It can be
Or
it can be generally anything. It could be about the lake house. You can expand on the lake house, or you could be like, hey, on the way there, we picked up something. Or I had the last time I was like, hey, there. My last game of player was like, hey, on the other side of the city, there is a port with a fully fueled boat. Like it's you are just creating a fact.
oh, huh. Oh, we found. Oh no.
Take your time.
Think. This lake house. Right. We found an apocalypse bunker.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic, Alexis.
Um, I would say like in the bunker there were like ration supplies of like what are those gallons of like gasoline? Like backup gallons of gasoline.
Yeah, you found like a gas can, like a.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
That is a good call because I was definitely about to be mean about it. All right. Found some gas cans. All right. Max, what you got for me?
Can I say we found a tranquilizer gun?
Okay, yeah. Whoever's going to take the trank gun, please put it in your inventory card.
Who wants it? All right, can I just take it?
Finders keepers.
Sure. Yeah,
All
you can
right,
take it.
since I'm the detective, I'll take it.
Um. Uh, my turn. I will say. The Fallout shelter requires power, and there is no power in the building. Power will need to be restored to access the Fallout shelter.
Is it back to me?
It is. I was just typing. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I was gonna say we found a old car that like is missing the engine, but we can use some of like its car parts to like repair our car that we took from like the original. If that makes sense, like new tires and stuff, if that's possible.
Yeah, you found some stuff to kind of refit your car.
Yep.
All right, where are we at? That'll be Lydia.
Um, we find a bear locker full of food to
Okay.
eat.
Alexis.
I'm gonna say we find like a map from who built the shelter to a location for a possible escape route.
So in the shelter, if you can get inside of it, is a possible escape route.
Not in the shelter, outside of it.
Okay, so somewhere on the property there's a potential escape route.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Max.
We find some lab equipment.
Lab equipment. And like when you say lab equipment, or not, I don't necessarily need you to give me like explicit details, but like functionality, like what are you kind of shooting for?
Something we can use to examine one of them if we caught one.
Okay, we can work with that.
Okay.
All right, and then the last truth anytime we do this is we are still alive. Eventually, like I said, these truths are equal to the number of candles you have lit. As we progress and lose candles, it will eventually get to a point where some people don't even get to provide one. So, you guys are at this lake house. You have found some provisions. There is a bunker at this location. The only issue is there's no power. There's no telling what you might find down there if you manage to restore it. You find it looks like maybe some people might have used this place for like hunting. You find some trank. You find a tranquilizer with a couple of darts. You find uh, some equipment you used in kind of like examining wildlife or preparing maybe some things after a hunt. This place is pretty stocked compared to what you were noticing in the city. You found some gas. This is a place, looks a quiet place, at least for the moment, where you can take a moment to breathe and figure out next steps. I now put the scene in your hands. What do you guys wish to do? Or if you wish to talk amongst each other, you can.
So I think we should try and find a generator to possibly get into the, what do we have, like the apocalypse place in the shelter? Yeah.
I'd be okay with that because we got to get the power on in that place. So yeah, I say we go find like a generator or some sort of power place.
Is
Figured.
ever... Oh, go ahead.
We're sticking with that.
I yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone not rolled yet?
I haven't.
Would you like to roll to find the generator?
Can sure give it a go.
Okay. So we have no sixes here, and we have 2 1s. So this is either going to be an incredibly short scene, unless you have a virtue or a vice that you can burn that you can apply to the situation to possibly re-roll those ones to get a 6.
What do we think, guys?
Do you have one that fits?
The situation? Does it have to fit the situation?
It does have to fit the situation a little bit. You can share, like, what do you have, virtue and vice wise?
Um, so for my virtues, there's 4 of them, but I only chose one writing my character thing. I chose hardworking.
You
And
have
then my
4
vice,
virtues.
That may have been.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
just choose one.
real quick.
yeah, I chose hardworking.
Okay. Before we progress, does everybody, with the exception of Lydia, does everybody else only have one of each card?
Yeah.
I mean, I have one card. It's just like there's 4 words on it.
Oh, 4. Okay, so they gave you 4 virtues.
That yeah, I like wrote 4 different virtues on one card.
Okay, I apologize. It would only be one word or like phrase or something on that. It's a virtue. I should have made that clear. I apologize. But we can utilize hardworking. If you wish to use that, there's a little burn, like fire symbol in the corner. You can burn the card. It'll be gone forever, but it will let you attempt to save this roll.
What do we think? Like,
It's that, or we end the scene and I give you and I give a narrative.
I say
Nah,
go.
do it.
uh,
Do it.
do,
You
should I
better.
burn my virtue or should I burn my vice? Because my vice is anxious,
Is
and
what?
here I am, anxious.
Anxious.
Ancient.
Yeah,
Uh,
ancient, anxious,
anxious.
anxiety.
Got it.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. So how would you apply anxiety to this situation?
Um. Well, here I am. Well, I can only apply it to me as the person, not to Jenna. I don't know what Jenna's anxious about. Wait, what option? Or just a reroll?
I think anxious. I think anxious wouldn't be difficult. You know that you're. Yeah, I think anxious is one you could probably utilize here. You're
You know what
currently
I'm
trying to find
saying?
something. You're being hunted by creatures. I think we can work with that. So if you want to burn
Okay.
anxious instead, you can hit the fire symbol on that one, and then we're gonna hit roll again, and we're gonna go with the left 2 values. You want those to be a 6. It's the only way to save this situation.
Okay. Can I do it?
When you're ready.
Okay, I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna
Burn it.
burn it. Here I go. There it goes. Yes. Okay, I'm rolling again now. Well,
Okay.
so here's the thing.
Okay. I'm going to extinguish another candle.
Okay.
There's a 6 on the right.
When re-rolling, we take from the leftmost. So it was 2 dice that were being re-rolled. We were looking at 4 and a 2 on the left. That's what we were looking at to need to be a 6. So I will take
Darn.
another
Yeah.
die.
So messed up.
That's the game. So you go looking for a generator. Um, you're kind of moving about trying to find anything that might be useful. And before long, you do kind of find that there is apparently a sublevel or like a basement uh, of the actual lake house itself. And as you kind of go down, you're kind of looking about. Um, you do find a generator. You go over, you begin messing with it, and before long, it kicks on. You guys see light restored to the building. Those next to the shelter, the bunker, hear the mechanisms unlock as the door opens, just ajar. but as light fills the space, you hear something in the distance. It's like what you heard when you were driving down through the city, but much, much closer. It can't be what you're thinking it is, though, because those don't exist here. However, you swear you hear an elephant. And then the ground begins to shake. Before long, you see large shadows beginning to step through the trees approaching the lake. 3, 7, 12. Gargantuan elephants approaching this lake house. You scramble and make your way into the bunker, locking it behind you. As you hear them trying to breach or access the space, you can feel the shelter shaking around you. And we now move into the next scene. You're now inside the shelter. Since we started with Griffin last time, we're going to start with Lydia. Lydia, what is our first truth?
There's a whole lot of food rations in there.
Lots of food. All right.
Hmm.
Alexis, what do we got?
We find more trank bullets.
Okay. Give me a number.
How many elephants did you say there were?
I did say 12.
Maybe like 20.
20 trank rounds. All right. Max, what do we got?
Maybe we find some rope.
All right. Do you want to give me a specific footage?
Um, let's see. How long is an elephant? Enough to tie up an elephant.
A formidable amount of rope. Got it. All right, my turn. In the back of the shelter, you find that there is a hole and tunnel burrowed outward from this facility. You don't know where it goes.
So am I up?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure how this will work, but I was gonna say we find like old computers, but is there power yet or not? I forget.
You did fix the generator, so there is power.
Okay, so we have in the surviving place, there's like a big main computer that has some connection to we don't know, but it's like can go up into the cloud and stuff. Like it can go on the internet if that's possible.
Yeah, we could say that you somehow found a computer that has very limited
Okay.
access, probably more along the lines of less like instead of like the general World Wide Web that is kind of down at the moment, but maybe you can kind of tune into some more local broadcasters or things on that line, almost like a radio. Does that
Yeah,
work?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do a radio then. That works.
All right. Back to Lydia.
Um, blankets to keep us warm so we don't die of hypothermia.
All right, we got blankets. Alexis?
Maybe we find like flashlights. I would say.
All right. Flashlights. How many?
Or so we all have one, like one for each.
Sounds good. Max, last one.
Um, find some like pickaxes and tools and whatnot.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys have made your way into this bunker. You can hear the building being destroyed outside. You hear the sound of metal being ruined as you suspect one or both of your cars have probably been trampled. They have surrounded this facility. But it seems to be withstanding. But you don't know where that tunnel goes. If they perhaps find the other end of it, you don't know how much time you have. How do you wish to proceed?
How big is this tunnel?
How big
Like
is it?
elephant size?
Not elephant size, but as you're, you know what? If you wish to examine the tunnel, you can give me a roll.
Um, maybe not. Maybe not. Hey guys, how do we
I think
want to move
we I
forward?
think we just throw ourselves in the tunnel.
I agree.
Got some headlight, some flashlights, some rope. Or
I
we
think
use the tranquilizer and try and take out some elephants. We got two do we trust the tunnel or do we
I say tunnel because wait, how many tranquilizer guns do we have?
You have one gun, but you have like plus the 20 you just found, I'd say like 25 rounds.
and we have crossbows, guys.
this
We
is
can
true.
Yeah, that is
we can get the other one, right? If you know what I'm saying. And
I
then
don't know if
trank
I trust this
one,
tunnel, guys. Like
you know.
I'd be down to go hunt some tusk if we wanna.
Yeah. But guys,
well,
if we fail, they're gonna trample us. Like,
where are we again? In a
You're
house?
you're in
Or
a like bunker
in
next
the
to a lake
bunker?
house.
are we like
There's
underground,
Yeah, this is
above
going kind of
ground?
underground. Like so the bunker was kind of level. You open it up, ran down into it,
no.
closed it behind you.
How about
Maybe
we dig our
we
own hole?
maybe we like let the elephants in and go down the tunnel and then shoot the elephants one by one.
When they get stuck in the tunnel because they can't follow us because the tunnel's not elephant sized.
We don't know that. We haven't examined it yet.
Oh, you're so right.
Hmm.
Darn.
Options, guys. A lot of options.
You
I'm okay with
also
either.
But like,
this
what if we pre-dig a hole, right? A human-sized hole, and then when the elephants come and get us, they're
Ooh,
stuck, and we
distraction.
can.
Guys, do we got peanuts?
I wish.
Nobody said peanuts.
Yeah, I should have thought.
In
You
the
know,
the food
you
supply we
never
have.
know
Yeah.
because we didn't specify. Like it could be crab, it could be lobster, but it could just be peanuts. You never know. You never know. Yep.
So
I'm trying to think. So we have like 3 weapons, right? 2 crossbows and 1 tranq dart. So we could hypothetically send 3 to go hunting and then 1 down the tunnel. But like, I don't know.
who's going down the
Yeah.
tunnel?
Well, who doesn't have a weapon?
Wait, actually, guys, low-key, I volunteered to go down the tunnel. I'll check it out.
You know? Because what if we let you out the bunker, right? And you're there and you're like, hey elephants, come get me, okay? And you're running and they're chasing after you. We can disperse like Griffin, you can take one of the crossbows, so we have 3 people,
I have a
with these weapons.
tranquilizer gun and a crossbow, so I can just give someone the crossbow.
Yeah.
Right? And
Take-
while Alexis is running,
You guys gonna?
we can
I'm the
yes,
distraction.
hide and just get into it. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I feel that.
You know?
What's our plan? Is that our plan?
I'm okay with it if you guys are.
3 of
All
us
right,
versus 12
guys.
elephants. I mean,
What about though? I go down the tunnel. You guys tie the rope around me, okay?
Mm.
Tie the rope around me. I go down. I check it out, and I tug and I could pull me back up.
Yeah.
is it a tunnel down or is it a tunnel horizontal? Because in my head, this is like a horizontal tunnel that like
The
you can walk,
most
you know?
the most I will give you is it looks horizontal and then turns.
Well,
All right,
Yes,
guys.
we put the rope on
but
someone and do that, I think.
we could tie the rope up. Okay, hear me out. Booby trap, booby trap. Tie the rope up. Okay, Alexis is running to this tunnel. We have the rope up. The elephants are running after her and they trip on the rope, and then we go after them.
Are
Or we can
elephants
just send her
clumsy?
down the tunnel. Elephants are like kind of really smart. So guys, I don't know.
Then they're gigantus. What
Mhm.
whatever.
I will reiterate, you know that elephants aren't from around here, and you know there are creatures about. So it's fair to assume that there's probably some kind of connection. These might not be typical elephants.
All right, guys. I'm
So
going down the hole.
Yeah, let's get the rope in
I
the
think
tunnel.
good idea. I don't think we can take these elephants.
The 20 tranquilizers, I think, could kill us. So let's go tunnel.
Okay. You are, is just one of you going, or are all of you just packing up and heading down the tunnel?
I'd be okay with us all going.
Should we have just one for now and then follow once we know it's safe?
Well, we're kind of under attack.
Yeah, you could say like the elephants broke in, so we gotta go.
Okay.
That's on facts.
All right, you gather your belongings, begin making your way through the tunnel. Um, it is, it's obviously not the size of an elephant, but as you're kind of moving, I'll say you can tell this is not. There were tools in here, like you found mining tools of some capacity, things that you can dig with. Those were not used here. These are not that clean. You continue stepping, making your way through, and eventually you get to a part where there's a branch. 3, to be exact. You have 3 paths to choose: left, forward, or right.
Um,
I don't know about you guys, but Right is always right.
I say we all go together as well. No reason to split up. This ain't Scooby Doo.
You can also
Yeah.
roll to try to see if you can figure something out.
So if we select one tunnel, do we have to roll?
You don't if you don't want to take the risk of a roll, you can just make a selection and head that way. Um,
I
but
would
I
like
will go ahead.
some information. So,
Here's the thing. If the best possible outcomes for you are usually if you can take narrative control. So that is usually via success of a dice roll. If you fail a dice roll, I take over. However, if you opt to not do things that provide a dice roll, that increases the situation where I have to continue the narrative. The only
yeah,
way for
guys,
you to
he's
take it is a contest.
trying to trap us in this tunnel right now.
Yeah, but like, can we really die until the end?
I don't know.
Technically, the rules say I cannot kill you till scene 10.
Exactly.
Dang
But
it.
Exactly.
I can move a scene forward if I need to.
All right,
Mm,
so how would we go about getting said information to continue? Like, do we got like echolocation type thing?
You basically be rolling just to kind of do an examination, try to figure out, because with 3 tunnels, it's unlikely that these are 3 organic tunnels. It's more of a situation that 2 of these might be traps.
I want to know what the safe tunnel is.
So that'd be a roll to
Can
try to
we
determine
can
that.
we like use a rope and test each tunnel and then
Yeah, we would have
Yeah,
to roll for that, right? Though.
but
that doesn't
are
make
these
sense.
Regardless.
tunnels horizontal or are they declining? Okay, because
From where you are
we wouldn't need.
standing,
Mm-hmm.
they are even plane. They are horizontal.
Okay.
There's no incline or decline. You don't know once you get further in, though, if that changes.
And if we use the rope now, do we not get to use the rope later?
That will depend. If you guys get a success, you can determine to keep the rope. If
He's
you
gonna
fail,
burn our
I
rope.
may burn the rope. It's
Oh my god.
We have no choice. Would you like the safe
Oh my god.
tunnel or the dangerous tunnel?
You know?
Let's use the rope.
Y'all, I'm low key. I'm about to roll.
Okay.
okay.
You know? Go
Roll for
crazy.
information. Okay.
Go ahead and
Do
give me a
it.
roll to
Do it.
investigate then.
Oh, oh
That's a 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, oh.
yeah.
3 ones though.
That is 3 ones. So you can either let it ride and I take them, or unless you have something you can burn, you can keep them.
Let's see. Do I have to tell you what I burn?
Uh, yeah, it's got to apply. You have to apply it somehow to the situation.
Mm,
And it's got to be the virtue or vice.
okay. So how am I applying it to getting information about the tunnels?
Well, it depends on the situation. So, like, say you have, say your vice is paranoid. Maybe you are checking. Maybe in your paranoia, you're checking
Um,
any possible thing you can, trying to figure out what is the wrong thing here, or maybe your virtue is perception, and you're able to kind of spot things that other people aren't necessarily opening their eyes to. Things on that
I
line.
don't even think either might apply.
Oh, what do you have?
My vice is dishonest. I have daring. Would that be like
Okay, so daring, you have volunteered to tie yourself to a rope and venture down a tunnel a little ways on
all
your
right,
own. You can
guys?
absolutely apply that.
I'm doing that.
All right, so you've already succeeded. You are good. We're just trying to see if we can save these ones. So you're
Yep.
going to roll, and we'll look at the first 3 numbers. Nothing lost. Okay, so you succeed. You tie this rope on yourself. Did you burn that card?
Yeah.
Awesome. You tie the rope around yourself. You go down a little ways. As you guys are kind of well, actually, you have narrative control here. Um, more or less. So generally, situation you can kind of figure out how does this play out.
Do I have to run through each tunnel, or
Not to
can I
say
just like skip the success?
you can just say you succeeded. You found the right tunnel, and where does it lead? Like things on that line.
All right, guys, where are we going? Ah,
What if it just leads to the observatory?
Just straight to the observatory. Like found a tunnel goes all the way up the mountain.
I mean, it could incline, it could decline.
guys, we go through the tunnel. Okay, at the other end, there's a helicopter. Right?
Yeah. hmm Yes.
I'm
Okay.
down
Yes.
for that.
A helicopter with gas.
I was gonna say with fuel. Make sure to.
And princess princess whoever is a princess.
Alexandria. Guys,
Yeah,
I got
Princess
the money. I
Alexandria
filled the
has
tank.
that money. She had flight license and she knows how to drive a helicopter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going with. This tunnel takes you to a landing pad with a fully situated helicopter.
I mean,
Preferably, I mean, is this a like viable scenario? Is this allowed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
willing. You give me a thing as long as it's not like breaking the entire thing of like, hey, the sun returned, something on that line, or hey, magic exists, things on that line. Uh, this tunnel just happens to pop up next to a helipad.
I think it
yeah.
leads right to a hospital. Then we find the helicopter in the hospital. Like on the top.
Okay, so this takes you to a hospital, and on top of that hospital is a helipad with a functioning helicopter.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Clock it.
You come out at the end of the tunnel as you kind of push out into the basement of this hospital. Now you just gotta make your way to the top, and you can get to the helicopter.
Wait.
Wait,
Pause. Pause. I feel like we got played. I
never
feel like we
mind.
got played.
So let's use the nope because we're in the basement.
A tunnel is not gonna pop up on the roof.
This is true.
If only the helipad was the ground. Ew. Okay. 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 We have to make it up. You know, there are
Let's find the
stairs.
let's find the stairs. It's got to be stairs and
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You guys begin looking a little bit. Hospitals are full of directions. Doesn't take too long, but the power is out. Fortunately, you all have flashlights. You're moving through the halls. Despite everything going on, you don't find any evidence of a living soul in here. Eventually, you find a stairwell and begin climbing. It takes you up about 6 floors before you reach the top of this particular well, but you notice that the door seems to be barricaded.
Okay, can we ram the door?
Use my raider tool. Then
Yeah.
Couldn't we find some pickaxes or something? Maybe we could jimmy them off the door.
Yeah.
Like, didn't we find tools in that bunker?
yeah,
No?
but
Like, get to.
yeah, let's use the tools to breach it.
Who wants to roll for me?
I can, I guess.
All right.
Rip.
Okay. So, do you have anything that you can possibly do to maybe re-roll that one?
Only virtues and vices, right?
Virtues and vices for re-rolls, yeah.
I do, but it's kind of. I have greed. Could I
Okay,
earn?
so how would you apply greed in this situation?
Up. We open up the barricade door, and I guess I'd take all the supplies for myself. Would that? I guess that's messed up, but it's
You
my
know, sure.
card.
We'll say you spot that there is. We'll say that you spot. Uh, he sees his favorite snack.
Yeah,
Looks like there's a pretty strong supply of it. If you can get the door open, you get it first. Who's going to
perfect.
contest you? You're holding a pickaxe. So go ahead and we'll take the leftmost number. It needs to be a 6.
Okay, I burn that vice up.
Yeah, you hit the little symbol in the corner, burn the card, and then
Gotcha.
hit reroll. It was a 5.
Ugh, one off.
So you try to kind of break into the door. You manage to do some damage to the door. Glass starting to kind of shatter a bit. The frame is starting to bend. But then you hear something coming from below. You hear the stairwell open. You hear kind of a chittering sound. And then one of you steps on a shard of glass. And then it's dead silent for just a brief moment. And then echoing through the stairwell, you hear this as these creatures begin barreling up the stairs. You're not able to break the barricade in time. But there's a window that overlooks the parking lot. You shatter the window. You are forced to climb out and try to sidle across the building to another window nearby. As you're making your way over, one of you, your foot slips. You almost drop. One of you manages to catch the other and then bring them into the broken window. You can hear them causing all sorts of chaos and ruckus in the stairwell nearby, but you have managed to enter this floor from another place. I will extinguish a candle and we will start the next scene. Okay. So real quick, how's everybody doing? Cool. All right. We're going to take a quick little break, about 5 minutes, and then we'll come right back here and we'll kick things off with the next scene.
What?
All right. So, I do believe, uh, as you guys have entered this kind of upper level of the hospital, we'll say you've made it about halfway up to the helicopter. Um, Lydia kicked off the last one, so Alexis, what is the first truth as we enter the next scene?
We're still in the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Say I'd say we find the key. Like we found the key already to the helicopter.
Excellent call. All right. All right. Max.
And I asked my teammates what they think.
I don't mind if you want to ask for advice.
What do you think I should find?
What I was gonna say was, I'm not sure if you can do this, but I was gonna say a deceased like monster.
Oh, like a dead elephant that we can.
Yeah, like yeah, basically. So like we can see it dead, so we got our hands on it.
I will say you probably won't find one in the form of an elephant, but if you want to, you found one of their bodies. That could be one of them.
Okay, if you want to do that.
Okay, yeah, sure. We found one of them.
Okay. My turn. Um, Periodically you hear like a tapping or a knocking coming from somewhere within the floor you're on. And it's always in uh like patterns of three, like knock, 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 knock sequences. That's what I'm looking for. Griffin.
Um, I was gonna say we found like needles slash like syringes.
Okay. Let's see. All right, Lydia. Cannot hear you.
We didn't abandon any tools that we were using when we fled from the little
From the
critter
stairwell.
things. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good one. Alexis.
So we went out of the window, right? To a different floor. Is that what happened?
So like you got up to the sixth floor, you tried to get through a door. Um, that ended up drawing attention of them, and they started coming from below. So you guys basically found a narrow window in the stairwell that lets you like see out into the like parking lot and stuff below, smash that window, kind of like sidled across the wall into another window. So you just basically access the place you were trying to
Okay.
get into. So you're on the 6th floor level.
Let's say the location we're at has like a fire emergency exit. And so, you know how when buildings will have like floors, they have like those stairways on the outside of buildings to get out of burning buildings?
I
So let's
do.
say we have like access to a fire escape type scenario.
Okay. Max. Wait, let me recount this.
Can I say like the stairs lead us right to the helicopter?
The fire escape?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fire escape would go from the roof to like all the way down. So it would go to, if you don't want to use your thing on that, the fire escape will go to the roof.
Okay. Can I say we get in the helicopter and everything goes well and we start flying?
Not quite like that. Like your scene is currently you're on that 6th floor, so you can't advance to the next scene.
Okay. I gotta think of something then.
Yeah, take your time, man.
I say we
Go ahead.
investigate that body. The one of them.
That is something you can do. So your truth is like you are stating, you are placing a fact into the situation. So if you wanted to be like, hey, we found something here, or um, if you wanted, I would even allow something to the effect of like, if we get around to examining the body, we will discover a weakness. Like there is a fact of the scene, not necessarily like an outcome for an action. Does that make sense? So you're
Yeah.
not gonna do something like, we're going to do a thing with your truth. The truth is here is what's true.
Okay.
And it's a way for you to kind of give yourself some kind of advantage going into the next scene.
Okay. Can I say, let's say we find a bunch of military supplies on the hospital floor, and it's like bulletproof vests or like just and we can all suit up to gear up to be ready.
Yeah, you could definitely say you found some spare military fatigues that were just kind of lying around.
Okay.
All right. Last fact being, we are all still alive. So we set you up. You guys find some gear. You kind of put on this body armor. Um, you hear this knocking sound off in the distance. Not quite sure where it is, but it does put you a little on edge. It makes you a little cautious moving forward. You found some needles. You managed to keep all of your stuff. You find in the directions there is a fire exit nearby. But the thing that jumps out at you most significantly is you find one of them, their body specifically. Looks like they've been fired upon. There's several bullet wounds. Looks like they were probably killed by whoever these fatigues belong to. Lying sprawled on the ground, your flashlights reveal pools of kind of like a dark, ichorish blood. How do you wish to proceed?
I think we should run some tests. You know, figure out.
So, are we still currently being chased?
So the door. So the way, like, you guys were in the stairwell trying to get into the sixth floor, that door was
Yep.
barricaded. You took another route because you couldn't get past the barricade in time. They are now on the other side of that barricade,
Okay.
trying to track you in any capacity, but you managed to get away into the space. You can still hear them in the stairwell, but it is starting to die down a bit as they're taking their investigations elsewhere.
I say yeah, we examine. We try and examine what's going on with.
Yeah, pick it up with the syringes I got, and I don't really know what we do with it. Like dissect it and break
Okay.
it down.
We
She said, "What are you gonna say?"
like, don't we have like other equipment we got, like examining equipment
You
too?
did. You brought some examination equipment. I think from the facility. Yeah. Or no, from the lake house. You brought some
Bunker,
tools for
yeah.
examining wildlife. So that plus some of the other things that you've acquired, whichever one of you wishes to make a roll to examine the body, you may absolutely do so. And something you could do is kind of strategize your traits. If you think there's somebody who can do this and their traits align with it in some way, to give you that benefit of possibly rolling, that's something you can communicate with each other and try to do.
Uh, I would say me then because uh I'm the scientist and I said I had more knowledge in the medical field than anyone else. So
This is That's absolutely true, and that makes sense for you to do that. What I was meaning specifically is like your vice and virtue.
oh,
What
Like
is
you
the
can kind of
moment for?
strategize those. So the moment is a situation. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. So say I was playing and my moment was I will find hope when I find one of them dead at my feet. Which happens to be the case right now. You found one of them; they are dead. If you were making the roll, you have lived your moment, which means you see this little blue die over here on the side. This is a hope die. Once you've lived your moment, that sits kind of like off to the side till you decide you need it. Say, for example, that happens. I live my moment. Um, Say this happens and I roll. That's not great. Um, I can then do the hope die. I can apply that to the pool and roll. Your hope die is a little different because it's a success on a 5 or a 6. You have a higher chance of success with that die. You can also just add it to your pool. There's another mechanic that you can utilize. Say, for example, say Aiden is being attacked by one of them, and uh, Princess Alexandria has her hope die. The only time you can die before reaching the end of the game is self-sacrifice. If you have your hope die, say Aiden fails their roll to fight the creature, Princess Alexandria can spend her hope die to throw herself in front of it, saving Aiden, but killing herself. Does that make sense? Okay. Does that clear up any questions? All right. So, who is wanting to do the examination?
I think that me, like Alexandra, Aiden, and Jenna have all used one of our cards or burned one.
mm-hmm.
So I think that Detective Max's might be our best bet. Do you have like any good card in play?
My vice is greedy, snobby, rude, and my virtue is healing.
I could make an argument for healing. You probably have some level of medical experience. It'd probably help with doing an autopsy or examining damage. Uh, in order to heal, you have to know how it broke. I think we can apply that here. Um,
Okay.
so if you want to make the roll, you can.
Okay.
That is a success. If you want to burn the card to try to reroll that one, you can. Otherwise, I just take it away. But you did succeed.
Okay, it's fine then.
All right. I will pull this over here. You now have narrative control. So you are kind of performing an autopsy. You are examining this creature, trying to learn what you have. Um, and if you want, you can collaborate with the group a little bit. I will say I will kind of allow you guys to make a couple of truths here specific to them. You can give me a weakness, or you can give me something about its identity, like where it comes
Maybe
from,
maybe a
things
weakness
like
could
that.
be
Alien.
if we shoot them once, they go to sleep, and then they turn into normal elephants and they stop chasing us.
That would be bordering the magical. It needs to be something within uh something within like the realm of some kind of reason. So it's got to be like you could make like they're particularly vulnerable to fire or they're afraid of water. Things on that line.
What if they were vulnerable to light? Okay, because the sun is gone and here they are out scurrying around.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Genius.
Because you guessed the only actual canonical weakness, I will let you continue to make another one. But you are now aware, in addition to what you're going to create, you are aware that they are vulnerable to light.
We could make the discovery that they're aliens from a different planet, unless we want to add another weakness we would know.
Mm.
What if we like try to see like what's poisonous to them? How we can, weaken
Like a
them.
material.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
like
almost feel like a fruit or something. I don't know. Like grape.
maybe like metal, like, oh, if we have like a metal rod and we hit them, right, it kind of makes their skin fizz a little, like, ooh, fizzy. And what if we capture them with like like chains and we throw it on them and then they're just like, oh, I'm melting.
So kind of like the fairy tale, like they're vulnerable to iron type situation.
Y-
They don't like
Yeah,
iron. Okay.
something like
Is
that.
okay.
Oh,
So if that, well, like I said, I'll let you guys kind of do. Ultimately, the decision is Max's, but you guys can collaborate. So what do you, or what are y'all leaning toward? I need something. I guess I need something. I guess what I'm trying to say is I need something definitive to write down to go forward on. So what do you guys want to do? It could be the vulnerability to iron. It could be the poison situation. Identifying them a little more. They're from outer space. What do we want to do here?
We probably have like a lot of iron tools, so we
yeah.
we can get.
Let's do the weakness to iron, I guess. If that if that's okay with you guys.
Unless y'all have any other better ideas, trust.
I would maybe say water might be more accessible,
Hmm.
and I don't know. I get metal just sounds weird how it makes the skin fizzy, but
Hmm.
I'm not trying to hate the idea.
Because then we can like, if we're running away, like, if
They
only
could
we
have
were
like a weakness
house.
to rain. Like if it's
Yeah.
water, it could be like they would be vulnerable to rain too.
And they like hide, and then when it rains, we can go out and like still like try to find some
How
stuff,
much
maybe
uh how much
lure 'em.
water do we have left?
As much as I don't know. I guess
The four of you are like you probably have enough for like each of you have a little bit of water. Like running with cases of water would be difficult the way you guys have been maneuvering, but like you probably have some bottles on you, maybe like a backpack with a few in there. Um,
Spray bottles.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can make it weakness to water.
Hmm.
okay,
okay.
that is really fun. How like just kind of like conceptually having water be the thing because like you can't have rain without a sun. right? So it's like it really does kind of encapsulate really making the planet vulnerable. I like how that plays out. Um,
I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
No, no, we totally knew that. We totally
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because the sun evaporates water, which creates the clouds, and then eventually becomes heavy, and you have
This
rain.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. I learned that in class the other day.
Okay. So, beg your pardon. Pardon me just a second.
He's talking on the phone.
Yeah. One sec, I'll be back.
Guys, I think we're low-key cooking.
We do.
Like this water thing is gonna like, as long as he doesn't say there's a drought and there's no water in the lakes.
Let's hope and
then we're-
pray because
Yeah.
No, I think we're doing well, but I really don't know how you win the game. So I guess we'll see.
you're not supposed to be able to.
Oh.
Is our game worse if we don't win the game?
No, you can't win. We all die at the end regardless of the scenario.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All this for what?
So it's,
Just to die.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's a learning thing.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we're getting this thing done earlier before next Monday.
Well, yeah, then
Yeah.
we have a while to write we have to write a paper on it,
Mm-hmm.
don't we?
Yeah, we don't gotta do the like meetup thing with him though. Like it was like
Yeah. He said it wasn't like realistic for him to meet with every group within the time they finish, so makes sense.
yeah, I was talking to a few like my buddy is taking this class online, which I have no clue how that would work. I just
Sorry, Tyler. Terribly sorry about that. Apparently, they just declared a state of emergency in Tennessee, so they were just giving me a heads up.
Oh,
So I work inside. It should be fine.
okay. I was gonna say, hopefully.
No, it's most. I had plans to go into another town, and there's gonna be ice everywhere, so I'm probably not doing that now. Cool. Vulnerable to water. Awesome. Da, 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 da. Okay. So you have found this out as you're kind of messing around, um, exposing it to different things. You notice that even though the body is dead, it's almost as if the nerves automatically recoil. You apply a little bit of water to it, and the corpse jerks away from it, almost like it's just highly allergic. You discovered this vulnerability. It looks like that's probably all you're going to get off of this corpse. You're unsure how long it's been here. You might be able to get more information off something fresh, but you got something pretty big now.
I say we ditch the corpse and head up the fire escape.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys make your way to where the directions told you to go to reach the fire escape. You find the window, you can see the railing outside where you can begin to ascend. As you begin to make your way to the window, one of the doors on your right, you hear knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock.
well, they're not coming in. Like,
Yeah. Who's answering the door?
Is there people?
not
You're unsure.
me.
You just hear knocking on the other side. You can't ignore it and go up the fire escape, or you can
Let's
head to
have
the
one
door.
person aim a crossbow at the door and then one person open it.
Do we want to even open it?
I mean, I feel like if it was a monster, it'd be stomping, it's knocking. So, like, what monsters are knocking?
But
mean,
like, what human is gonna be like knock, knock, knock,
Me
and
and
not be like, hello, hello, you know?
Hello, help. Help.
Like, help
Ah.
me. Do we
Yeah.
have a screwdriver? Like, if we really want to see what it is, we can take a screwdriver and a hammer and just like pound through the door, make a peephole, you know, and see what we can see through that
Is
hole.
there no window on the door?
No, it's just a solid wooden door.
Ooh, it's wood. If we have a drill,
I say we
we
ditch
can drill
them.
a hole.
We
I thought,
ditch the door.
yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah,
what?
I'd say we just ditch it.
Escape
Yeah,
is so close, guys.
Okay,
So
just ignore it then. That's fine.
You step out onto the fire escape, begin to ascend, and you get to the helicopter pad. You're on the roof. You have the means to starting it. You go over. You see there are a couple of kind of bodies that are strewn about, kind of around the pad. And you see there's a couple that are in the helicopter, kind of in the seat and co-pilot seat, kind of slumped over. They look like they've been sitting there for a couple of days, maybe. What do you wish to do?
I think we should pull them out.
toss them out and let's get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, what are we gonna do?
Okay.
Right.
You go to get them out, but you notice that the harness on the one in the pilot seat is jammed.
Sit on them.
We cut the harness out and then just like tie a makeshift seatbelt.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have
Who would,
rope.
who would like to roll for me?
I'll
I
roll.
mean, oh yeah, no, you go crazy.
Okay.
Okay. That is so much
Yes.
success. All right. Do you have anything to help with those ones?
Like what? Like
Like virtue or vice?
virtue is healing, vice is greedy, snobby, rude.
I think you could be rude about it. Yeah, sure. If you wish to burn that to keep these dice, or you can let them ride.
Okay, I'll burn the vice.
All right, go ahead and re-roll, and we'll take the leftmost three results. You lose no dice.
Dang.
You cut the guy out of the seat, toss him to the side. Manage to kind of fasten your own seat belts. The helicopter, piloted by Princess Alexandria, kicks on, and you begin to lift off, making your way toward the observatorium. Now, we are transitioning. This is literally the definition of a scene change, so I am going to extinguish a candle as we move to the observatorium. Oh, I've been letting you guys use one more die than you're supposed to. Oopsie daisy. All right. So as you see, the more dice you lose, the more I gain. The dice that I roll are relative to if you enter an encounter with them. So the longer we go, the more scenes that happen, the more likely you are to lose to them. So, moving into the next scene. I believe Max is going to kick this one off. What is the first truth?
Where are we now?
You're heading to the observatory. You're in the helicopter approaching this observatory.
Okay. How about we're flying there and we see like a couple isolated elephants near the observatory.
You see elephants near the observatory.
Yeah. So we could maybe like shoot them and investigate more. I don't know.
I gotcha. All right, my turn. Just go with the standard. There is no power at the observatory right now.
Oh, am I up?
It is you this time, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Can I make a suggestion?
yeah, please.
Like anything to do with water would probably be good since one of our weaknesses that we found out, or that or something with like fire would produce light, or like if we found more light
Okay, I'll say
somewhere.
while we were flying to the observatory, next door is like a water pumping station right next door of the observatory.
Okay, so there is a. Gotcha. I know how to spell. Okay.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say that there was gonna be power, but you know.
You can say
Better.
something about like you can say where the generator might be located or something to that effect. You can try to do something to subvert what I do.
The generator is just off. It's not damaged.
That's a good one. All right, how many are we at here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. All right, Alexis, what's our last one?
I would say like I want to say like the water pump that's by the observatory is like connected to like there's like an active sprinkler system. So like if we turn the power on, we can activate like a sprinkler system.
Okay. So if the powers are stored, there is a functional sprinkler system. Excellent choices. All right, so you guys, I'll say, land on a helipad, kind of just adjacent. We'll say it's on the roof, sure. On the roof of the observatory. You can see like the larger structure where the proper observatory is. You're landing kind of like above where some of the labs and more research stations are that you guys would be aware of, probably collaborating with them in some capacity, particularly Aiden. You've made it. This, if there is a place that will have answers, you're pretty certain this is it. What do you wish to do?
I think we should explore try to get the generator on, see how we can collect water maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we could see if we could find a room that might have answers, or somewhere we could get.
Maybe there's security cameras.
Yeah. I like that idea. You track into them.
See what happened
Yeah.
before it all shut down.
So you want to try to investigate you're investigating the building, but trying to make your way to the generator.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
Let's do the generator.
Yeah, let's get
Let's
the
just
generator back on.
Okay. You take your flashlights, you find an entrance into the building, and begin to make your way down. As you're exploring, much like everywhere else, it's incredibly dark. You find stairs that begin to take you kind of down to the lower levels. You find the door where you can kind of get into maintenance engineering kind of area where you likely will encounter the generator. You push the door open. It does appear you can see the generator on the far side of the room. You flash the light, it is there. Undamaged. Looks like honestly the only issue is that the lever that's next to it is pulled down instead of up. But you do notice the floor is red. Kind of sticky, kind of tacky. On closer examination, there's dried blood.
I mean, let's just go right in.
Yeah.
Right in there.
We've made it so far. You can't turn back now.
Who's walking in?
Are we thinking that there's something lurking in the darkness? Something that could come and
Weapons ready and
You don't see anything as you kind of move the light around this room. You're not spotting anything.
Well,
if maybe there was something in here, it might not be, but it does kind of give you the inclination that maybe there's something in the observatory.
Well,
I'll make a run for it. We get the lights on. We're chilling. Turn the sprinkler system on. Maybe we could get a fresh corpse to examine.
Yes.
I like that.
Great. Fabulous.
You go over. Light illuminates the room. You can hear the generator start kicking. You can hear facilities starting to come back on. But you do know that this generator will need to be refueled if it's going to be maintained. This is acting independently of a grid. You're all right at the moment, but you know this won't last forever, much like the facility you came from. As soon as the lights come on, you do hear things off in the distance. Something scrambling. And then you hear a shatter. And then it goes quiet.
All right, let's investigate.
Yep.
Let's try and go capture it.
I think something ran out the
What
window.
about flashlights too? We still got, or is the lights on or not?
Yeah.
The power to the building is restored, and a lot of the lights just came back on.
Okay. Yeah, let's go investigate.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go making your way toward where you heard the noise. You progress down the hallway. Eventually, you look into room after room, not seeing any evidence of anything, but eventually you find a room at the end of a corridor where there's no light. You're just staring at a black canvas going into a room you can't perceive.
Well, I think we still got our 4 flashlights. I believe so. We want to go investigate it.
I feel like we have 4 flashlights. Yes. Wait, hear me out. If we're gonna investigate, if we're thinking, okay, maybe this thing ran into the room, that dark room, that we're gonna like try to go and investigate. We use the rope, okay? Those with crossbows strap that flashlight onto the crossbow. Those with tranquilizer guns strap the flashlight onto the tranquilizer gun. So we can go in armed, but also have the light shining. And like weaken them while we aim, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
that double trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's going to make the contested roll? This
Look
is
at
a
my
roll that I will be rolling against. So, why is it not giving me the option to roll though?
It's okay. You don't have to. That's all right.
Does anyone think they have anything that would be useful? Otherwise,
Mine's honesty. I really kind of seems worthless there, but unless
I have hardworking.
mine's dishonest.
Healing.
Okay, well,
You
this is
have what?
being weird, so
Healing.
we'll go
Healing.
this way.
Um,
All right, I got no successes, so you just have to get 1-6 to beat it.
I can go. Y'all want?
Yeah, roll.
I'm a roll right now.
Okay,
Joy.
let's see. And you said you don't have a card to burn.
Oh no.
Okay, then I will take this one. But you did
Yeah.
succeed, so you have narrative control. Tell me how this plays out.
Oh. Any of y'all got any suggestions?
Maybe when we go in there, we find one that's like smaller and like we can capture. We can use it to examine it in the observatory.
Yeah, we tie it up with rope.
Yeah.
Well, we can use the water that we have
Mm-hmm.
to contain it maybe in some way.
Just little droplets too.
Weaken it.
I'll say that we go into the room. We capture. It's like
Baby.
infant form. Yeah. So it's like not fully grown at all. We capture up on rope, and now we take our syringes, take out some of the blood, and we put I guess we put the water on it to see what else, and we can try and like see what's going on with it. If that's okay with y'all.
Okay, so tell me plainly how this is playing out.
So we walk into the. It's like we're going into the room, right? And so we got the crossbows. We strike it once in the leg. So it's wounded. It starts like crying for like a bigger something. I'm trying to even think like maybe its parents or mother or something. It's trying to call out. So we shush it up or something. Zip that mouth. Um yeah, and then we just start putting water on it, like just tested to see what we could find out from this infant monster.
Okay,
That
that would work.
perfect.
So you quickly rush in, overpower this creature. It begins to kind of, as it goes to call out, you manage to silence it and bring it to heel. You have your specimen.
Let's go take that thing to the lab, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way down
Use our
to
power.
you make your way down to the lab, where you see there's a couple of them already dead and examined, it looks like, on some of these tables. Looks like they might have figured out something at the observatory already before you arrived.
Is there a computer or something?
There does look to be a computer and probably a few computers, yeah.
We could check
You
it for clues.
okay? So you bring them to one of the tables. You clear it off, put it on top of it, strap it down. Yeah, you find a couple of computers. Kind of looking them over. One of them is pretty nothing too significant. It looks like the other computer that there's access in this room is like the admin computer. That's going to require finding a means to access it to get into the database within it. So without any, like, if you guys want to keep looking into other things, that's fair. That's sorry. If you want to look into other things, those are valid options you can take. The immediate checks that you see before you is getting into this computer and examining the live specimen.
I think I know what they say, like, don't split up, but I think we should split up, okay? Hear me out. I think Jenna and Aiden can stay up in this lab, looking at these things, right? And then Max and Princess Alexandria can like go see maybe there was like a groundskeeper to this como se dice observatory, right? And you go into like the groundskeeper's thing and you see if you can find a pressure washer. Okay, right? Pressure washer, that's basically a water gun. Like they're cooked,
Yeah,
right? You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Is it clocking? Like,
We get a
What about
they're done.
we go in the direction of like two of us tackle like the computer and getting into it while two of you examine.
Okay.
I like that one, yeah.
good. That's also good. Yes.
Okay, so we want some people trying to get into the admin computer and the others examining the corpse or the live specimen.
Yep.
Okay. So we are finally getting to a point where strategizing traits might be the way to go. So who do you want to roll for either of these scenarios? Same
Can
person
I
can't
can
roll
I like
twice.
can I like roll the guess the password of the computer?
You can roll to try to investigate and try to figure out a way on the computer.
Okay. But what do you think about doing that?
I mean, I feel like I don't have any like good cards for this, but if I feel like me, Aiden, should dissect the body or live specimen just because I like my scientists and stuff.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Aiden has honesty, right?
Mm.
Right? Or do
Yeah,
you have dishonesty?
I have
And
honest.
then Princess Alexandria has dishonesty. Okay. I feel like both of those could also play into the computer with, okay, if we need to roll again, you can be dishonest about what you found in the computer, right? Or you could be honest about what you found in the computer. And I have hardworking. I mean, I could work hard to get into the computer, right?
True, that's true.
You
Right?
could
And then
utilize hard working for either, yeah.
healing, I feel like healing would go more towards the
The autopsy.
dissecting
Yeah.
process. Yes, yes.
Not autopsy, but examination.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, what do we
Which
think?
yeah, which check first?
Whichever.
I mean, I could go for it. But do we think that we're going to need another situation where we need hardworking in the future?
My thing is like I feel like honesty and dishonesty don't even really apply to a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's kind of how you apply it. So say it's a situation like you have dishonesty, right? So this is a particular situation where you guys are kind of dabbling in research that could more or less save the planet. And you are a financier from a wealthy family. There's got to be money in saving the world, right? Finding that information would be incredibly profitable, even if you intended to, I don't know, keep some of that information for yourself so you can monetize it later.
Guys, I'll roll to get into that computer right now.
Like
Yeah,
there's,
do it.
Do we
it's like
agree?
it's kind of a matter of like, can you twist this to work for you?
Okay, got it. I'll roll for the computer.
Okay. All right. No ones, two sixes. You do manage to get into the computer. And you find a lot of information. Looks like they have been kind of examining things. You'll notice, well, actually, you have narrative control, so if there's anything specific you want to run into, what do you find on this computer?
Guys, we should like maybe find out a way to kill them, eliminate them,
Well,
and bring the sun back.
yeah, I feel like that would be our main goal because we like know their weakness is water, so we should like somehow figure out what happened to the world almost. Like, why is everything so dark and what happened to the elephants? What happened to them?
I don't know. We could maybe just specifically want to find out that they are alien like creatures in the files. Because I don't think we made like that discovery in our decision last time.
But what would we do with the information, you know? Because I feel like if I find something, okay, they're aliens. What does how does that help us, you know? Like it's like them finding out that we're humans. They're gonna kill us anyway.
Yeah.
Ah, huh.
I don't know what should we find in there.
Mm.
I feel
What happened to the sun, I think.
maybe. So are we able to figure out how to get the sun back? or it's just gone forever?
I don't know.
Well, shoot.
If you wish, because I know I said that you can't just like bring the sun back. What I will say is if you want to create a narrative or if you want to create an implication and want me to expand on that narrative, uh, that they do know what happened to the sun and
I
the
would like,
potential to bring it back.
yeah, expand on this narrative of the story a little more. And that's like what we find notes of in the computer.
You find some documents. It looks like they've been kind of uh, observing something for a while. You see like a lot of redacted top secret stuff, but you're the admin. You're able to access these things that you wouldn't be able to find on the other computers. As you manage looking at like these raw documents, they've been watching some kind of movement out in like the far edges of the solar system for some time. It's almost imperceptible except for the fact that as it passes, the light of distant stars are not perceived as it moves by. They've been trying to get information about it, but before they knew it, it was already well within range of Sol, the sun. And as they were getting ready to kind of move into a state of emergency, suddenly they had an issue with their comms. They couldn't get information out anywhere. And then, almost like an eclipse, this large mass. It wasn't the sun didn't just vanish. Something has blocked it. And shortly after the sun was blocked, there was a meteor storm. And a cacophony of elephants blaring as they began to take over and spread. They locked down this place for the first couple days, trying to figure out anything. They're confident the sun is still there. And their thought was that either we figure out a way to move this blockage or whatever it is, or B, we try to recreate the utility of the sun. You see designs for like satellite dishes or things on that line that are launched out into space that will be utilized for maybe going to the outskirts of this thing's reach to reflect light back to the earth. You find a lot of little creative means of doing something, but the thing that pops up most, you keep seeing reference to something called Apophis. The notes and the writing start to get a little bit more unhinged as they progress. And eventually it turns into finding a solution to this is Apophis's will. All hail Apophis. As you think the researchers here might have succumbed to cult worship. You'll see the reference to Apophis as you guys are going through. Apophis is a ancient god of shadow. The people here have lost their minds and gave up on their research, but you do find the path they were taking, and you see they have successfully built one of these satellites. The only means is figuring out how to launch it, and if it'll work.
Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. What if, what if the sun is being blocked, right? Sun is being blocked. What if, maybe these things are aliens, right? Maybe these things are aliens. What if the thing that's blocking the sun is their spaceship? And it's huge. And we have to find a way to get up to the spaceship, get whatever's on that spaceship dead, and move the spaceship away from the sun or explode it via sacrifice. Right, right. Because really, what are we going to do? The sun, we say, okay, the sun, the sun, the sun. The sun is not our next door neighbor. Like, the sun is far away. Okay. If this is still Earth that we're on. And the only reason that there's so many of them is that so many of them came off of that thing. But if we can get on that ship, do a little damage, maybe get our sprinkler system hooked up in there. There you go. Wham, bam, yes, ma'am. We can get up there via the satellite, little, because don't they have like rooms in those things? Like,
I don't think so.
oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Let's focus
Some
on.
satellites, yeah, but go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I don't know what I'm saying. Scratch that, guys. Don't quote me. Don't
I
quote
think
me.
we focus on getting this satellite up in the air and testing it out.
Yeah. We send it up in the helicopter. Stupid, but I don't know.
We now shift to, with that information, we now shift to the examination, which I do believe Aiden is leading the examination, right?
Like the body thing?
Mm-hmm. You're examining the live specimen.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a roll.
So while I was observing it, I sprinkled the few water that we had, and as we could tell, the uh body just started bubbling up, started reacting, going crazy, like really hated it. So then,
Well,
trying.
right now you're rolling to see
Oh,
a success. You're good.
I'm so sorry.
You are
I,
good.
and I didn't win.
Do you have anything to use reroll that one?
I got honesty. I really don't think that would work in this scenario unless.
Let's see.
You can be honest about your findings.
Honestly, honesty is kind of very encompassing. It is very kind of broad. You can. What you could do is say you try to use honesty and you burn it. What we could say is that you just have to include something within your. If you get a 6 and you get the narrative control, you just have to guarantee that you include something in your result that they might not like to hear that you have to be honest about.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do
So,
that.
if you want to do that, burn the card, and then we'll look at that leftmost number.
Nope.
Oh. So this session, I messaged the group. The session's going a little bit longer, so we're going to be starting yours in about half an hour.
Did I do some?
No,
Oh.
someone joined the call. If you can hear me, your session's going to be starting about a half hour later than intended. Can you hear me? I'll just message them. 1 moment. Feel bad forcing them out of the call, but anyway, so okay. Sorry, that threw me off. What is it? Okay, you rolled a 5, didn't get a 6. Okay. They Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, now I can hear you. Sorry, I was having technical issues with this. I'm trying to figure out how to use this.
You're good. What I was trying to explain is that your session, I just messaged the group a little bit ago. It's going to be about 30 minutes later than intended.
Okay,
So
so
5:30
yeah, 5:30.
CST.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right,
All right,
all
you're
right.
good. I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Okay. So you are examining the creature. You see that it is injured from where you guys are dealing with it. You've applied the water. You see that it has that painful reaction to it. And then finally, you hear something as you are getting ready to kind of do further experimentation. Off in the distance, you hear a voice. Hello? I saw the power come back on. Is somebody in the lab? As they begin calling out, it's almost like the creature suddenly revitalizes and begins lashing on the lashing against its restraints. The As you're looking at this creature, it does look like a person, but longer. Uh, Arms kind of like their fingers almost reach down to like their ankles. Their legs are incredibly long, very thin, gaunt features. You bound what you expected to be its mouth, but it seems to open its mouth further than this binding can restrain as you hear that painful wail again. And then you hear the elephants outside. You feel the ground shaking. And then you notice the glass of the observatory begins to crack as you look up. You see one of these elephants rearing up, slamming down on the glass. But every time it slams, you notice little bits of the gray pop off as this elephant begins losing mass. And you see several of what is on your table beginning to split apart from it and climb across the observatory. As the glass is beginning to shatter, you're forced to leave the laboratory, barricading the door behind you. And I will now extinguish candle. Okay. We have actually. Okay, so I think I see what happened here. I got disconnected earlier, and it removed the GM role from me, and it reset the thing. So I looked over at a recording. We've actually hit the 3 hour mark, which means these candles should have gone out now. At 2.5 hours, these are meant to extinguish automatically. As you guys get into the next room, you can hear them. The glass shatters. You hear them pouring into the space, and you can feel them starting to break the door. There are no more truths to be had. When the final candle remained, the only truth was we are still alive, and now that can no longer be said. You know that the satellite isn't far away if you can get to it and get it to function. You might be able to launch it. Maybe you might be able to save the others. But that will require you to make it there. This works a little differently now. You're in open conflict, you're in pursuit. Failing a skill check no longer means the scene ends. It just means your story ends. So, I will now arrange the dice. How do you wish to proceed?
So, are we all rolling one by one?
Yeah, I'm going to go around the table. You can either call out actions or I can go around the table and ask what you want to do. But you are now in the final scene. You got to get to the next room and launch the satellite to complete your goal.
I'm running to that launch button.
Same. You got
Damn.
Are we all going to separately roll for the same objective?
You know,
Yes.
okay.
So who would like to make the first attempt?
I can go.
I guess. Okay.
Okay. Give me the roll.
Nope.
What is your moment?
A moment. I will find hope at the very brink of death.
Well, there we go.
There is no time like the present, so let's slide that over here. Go ahead and burn that moment,
Gotcha.
and then hit re-roll. We want a 5 or a 6 on that blue die.
Oh,
Okay.
rip.
You go charging for the panel. As you're going, the lights shatter above. As you're charging, you feel something large and heavy around your waist, around your neck, and you get snatched up off your feet. And almost this fluid of movement. You almost don't even feel the pain before you realize you are pouring. Blood falling from you from spaces you can't even tell before finally everything goes dark.
Rip.
Jenna. Or whoever we can do it. We can call out order if you'd rather. Who wants to go next?
I think Jenna's ready.
All right, give me a roll, Jenna.
Jenna. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Jenna, you did it.
You make your way over. You mess with the buttons. You pull it back. You pull the lever. You twist the key, and you hear the sound of the timer counting down before launching the satellite. As you feel this sense of relief, you hear their snarling coming from the distance. You're not done. Now we will start going in order. Princess Alexandria.
Oh, what am I rolling for? Life or
Do you run or do you fight?
mm, I mean, I might as well just fight.
Give me the roll.
Okay. Oh,
What is your moment?
my moment was I will find hope in a dark field under the starry sky.
You know what?
I'm
Because
dead,
of your
guys.
actions today, you have given people an opportunity to see a sorry sty again. I will let you go ahead and do the hope die.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll.
Yay! Okay.
As you take, you didn't have a crossbow. Did you have any weapons?
Flashlight.
That
You turn to
money.
hit them with the You turn to hit them with the flashlight.
Not bad.
As your arm pulls back, something, you see the silhouette of it drop in front of you, hunker down beneath you, and then leap up into your kind of abdomen and yanking you upward. As you watch the rest of you see your companion, the light, swing back, and then the flashlight drops as you see the silhouette jump into a space you can't perceive without any more light. Max.
Rip.
Okay, can I fight?
Absolutely, give me a roll. What are you using?
What?
What's your weapon? What are you fighting with?
Crossbow? Or I have a tranquilizer gun.
Okay, you fire the trank. You manage to sink one of them. They drop. They kind of climb over toward you, but they eventually fall unconscious. We'll come back to you. Jenna.
Hey.
You're running or fighting?
I'm gonna fight.
What is your moment?
My moment is I will find hope when I overcome a battle of doubt.
You just possibly created a second sun. That sounds like that falls under that category. So
Oh,
go ahead and roll. You need a 5 or a 6.
okay.
You have a crossbow, right?
Yeah, I do.
You pull that crossbow, this thing's leaping at you, you spin around, fire the bolt, it sinks into the throat. It screeches as it falls past you, tumbles to the ground. Uh, Max, another one's coming.
Okay, can I shoot it again?
Give me a roll. Oh, that 6 shouldn't be there anymore, but you still got it. All right, you managed to take another one down. Trank sinks in. These things are starting to just nap in front of you. Jenna,
Okay.
you go to reload the crossbow, and in the process of loading the bolt, your right arm vanishes from your body. Immediately in the same movement, they grab your shoulder, yank you back, and begin to feed.
Rip Jenna.
Max.
Okay, I'll shoot it again. Now I roll.
Yes.
1.
Okay. Did we already use your moment?
No.
What was your moment?
I don't know if I did it right. I wrote clues and moments of realization.
Yeah, no, you've had a few of those. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll again. You did 5 or 6. All right, you've knocked 3 of them out. Give me one more roll. Or another roll. Unfortunately, it just keeps going. Okay. Managing to take out 3 of them before they get you Eventually, one of them comes up from behind, and you feel the piercing in your back as it lifts you off of your feet, the weight of your own body impaling you further on its clawed hand as it begins to feast. As our story ends, you may have died, but you did launch the satellite into the sky that might give humanity the opportunity to survive where you didn't. And that concludes our game of 10 candles.
Right.